Good morning, dear students and all the viewers. It's me, Indramani Gewali, your compulsory mathematics teacher. Okay, so welcome you all in my today's second class of compulsory mathematics. So we know we started class from Friday and today is the second day of math class. So let me recall about the first class. So in the first class, based on Nepal government syllabus, we started from first unit of compulsory math sets, and I discussed about different types of topics, basic concept of set. I discussed what is set, and I also tried to give some examples of set which are related to our daily life. After that, I moved into types of set and then set operations. But I know I did not discuss in detail about set operations. So today I'm going to shortly recall these topics. So let's have a short recall of previous class. So let me share a slide just to recall our previous class. Okay, so let me start without delay. Let me start today's class. So under set operations, there are four different types: union of sets, intersection of sets, difference of sets, and complement of set. So I discussed a bit about that, and then I hope I did not discuss about what is the cardinal number of a set. So today, so let me talk about what is the cardinality, what is the cardinal number of a set. So we can have a short look in the slide. There are different topics which was already discussed in our first class on Friday. So the last one is cardinal number of a set. So let me take an example. To make it clear what is the cardinal number of a set. Okay, so cardinal number of set. Cardinal number of set. So let me take a example. For example, suppose if set is P, if the elements are 1, 2, 3, 5 and 7. Let's count how many elements are contained in a set P. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements contained by set P. So the cardinal number of a set, cardinal number of a certain set is the total number of elements, total number of objects contained by it. So how many elements, how many numbers are contained by set P? That gives the cardinality or cardinal number. So n of P is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is cardinal number of a set. Now after that, I also tried to discuss about Venn diagram, though there are two methods to solve word problems in set, but I prefer Venn diagram method because Venn diagram method is much easier than formula method. But this is our choice. Unless question says us to use Venn diagram, if there is no specific question, we can use one of the method out of Venn diagram or formula method. But I will be focusing more on Venn diagram process because I hope you can understand easily Venn diagram process than formula method. Okay, so let me talk about what is today's objective, what is learning objective of today's class. Today's main objective is, after completion of today's class, so you can look at the screen, you can look at the slide. So I'm displaying this. We can see it. We can see today's objective. So after completion of today's class, we will be able to use Venn diagram method to solve problems based on two subsets, and basically our main focus will be on finding the intersection of two sets. So this is our today's objective. So let me fulfill this objective. I am starting from first question, simple question of word problem based on two subsets. Alright, so word problems based on two sets. This is type 1. So I have divided this exercise, I have divided the topic set into different types, and we will try to cover up almost all type of questions. But in maths, I cannot take guarantee that we can complete all questions here itself. Some questions I will ask, some questions I will give for practice, some questions I will try to solve here itself during the class time. So let me start from the first question. You can see the question in the slide. First question is, in a class of 130 students, 70 students like tea, 40 students like coffee, and 30 students don't like both. So question is, find the number of students who like both and show this information by means of Venn diagram. Okay, this is question number 1. So number 1, let me start solving this question. Question talks about two different items. The two different items are tea and coffee here. So what is the total number of students of the class? We have total 130 students. So first of all, let's suppose let T and C denote the set of, let T and C denote the set of students. Let T and C denote the set of students who liked or who like tea and coffee. Let T and C in the beginning of the solution, we suppose what is T and what is C. So here T is the set of students who like tea, and capital C is the set of students who like coffee, respectively. Okay, now let's write what is the total number of students in a class. Here we have N of U is 130 because there are 130 students in a class. Out of 130 students in a class, 70 students like tea. So what is N of T? N of T is 70. What is the number of students who like coffee? Let's write the information given from the question. First of all, in word problems based on 2 or 3 subsets, we write the information given from the question. So what is the number of students who like coffee? Here N of C is students who like coffee is 40. And question says 30 students don't like both items. So N of T union C complement is 30. Now what we are asked to find? Let's have a short look again in the slide. Let's have a short look again in the question. Or let me read out it. In a class of 130 students, 70 students like tea, 40 students like coffee, and 30 students don't like both. Okay, 30 students don't like both. So we are asked to find what is the number of students who liked both, what is the number of students who liked both, and we are solving this question by means of Venn diagram. So after writing all these informations, we can see here N of U is 130, N of T is 70, N of C is 40, and N T union C complement is 30. Now what is unknown? We are asked to find the intersection of two sets T and C. So n of T intersection C is what? This is asked in question. Okay, so in Venn diagram method, especially, so after writing all the informations, first of all we check whether intersection of two subsets are known or not. If the intersection of two subsets are unknown, we suppose that. So I'm supposing here intersection of two subsets is X. I'm supposing this. Let me just erase this and continue the question. So let n of T intersection C is X. Okay, now we have all the informations. So with this information, now we can draw a diagram. We can insert all these numbers in a diagram and solve for X. Okay, so let's write representing in Venn diagram. So representing in Venn diagram. So let's draw a Venn diagram. Okay, so there are two sets. Let's draw two sets. First is T and second is C. Okay, so as I said in the previous class, under universal U, there are four different regions. So what are the four different regions? First region is N only T, second is intersection of T and C, third is N only C, and the last one is this is complement. Okay, so I'm starting now and explaining how to insert these numbers, how to insert the cardinal number of different sets in a diagram. So we begin from intersection of two sets. So what is the intersection? X. So let's insert X in the intersecting part or in the common region of two sets T and C. Okay, so what is total N of T? Total N of T is 70. So out of 70, we have inserted X in intersection. Now what is N only T? N only T is total N of T minus intersection gives N only T. So this is 70 minus X. Similarly, now let's fill up this remaining portion of C. Now what is the number in remaining portion of C? So total C or subset C contains two different regions, intersection and N only C. So intersection is X. So out of total N of C 40, X is inserted. Now what is N only C? 40 minus X. 40 minus X, and complement is 30. Okay, so I hope we are getting this. We are getting what is the process or how can we insert given informations in a Venn diagram. So after inserting this information in a Venn diagram, now except N of U, we have inserted all the information in diagram. So by using N of U 130, now we can solve for X. Okay, so let's write now from the Venn diagram. From the Venn diagram, what is N of U? So N of U is, there are two ways. Directly we can add all these numbers and find X, or we can write shortly formula N only T plus intersection plus N only C plus complement. But here I am writing directly. So what is N only T? 70 minus X. Or if you want to write the formula, yeah, we can. Let's write what is the first region N only T plus what is intersection. Let's write N T intersection of C plus N only C plus N T union C complement. Okay, so without, this is not compulsory. We can directly add all the numbers that we have inserted in a diagram. I mean, n of u is equal to 70 minus x plus 40 minus x plus 30. Okay, so what is n of u? Or n of u we have is 130 is equal to, what is n only t? 70 minus x plus intersection is x plus 40 minus x plus, what is the complement? 30. Or, okay, so we can cancel negative x and positive x. Let's add, what is 70 plus 40 plus 30. Let's add this. Okay, so we can see on the top 130 is equal to, okay, 70 plus 40 plus 30. So 70 plus 30 is 100, 100 plus 40 is 140, 140 minus x. Or, so x is 140 minus 130. Or what is x? 10. Okay, so it's done. Actually, what was my assumption? My assumption was there are x number of students, who like both items tea and coffee. So here, what is x? 10. So therefore 10 students like both items tea and coffee. So we can conclude by writing this. So thus or therefore 10 students like tea and coffee. Okay, I hope you got this. So this is the basic question of set that we discussed in the first question under type 1. So now after completion of this, so let me go to next question. Let me display question number 2. Let's have a short look in the slide. Let's read the question. What is question number 2? Okay, so number 2. Okay, question number 2. Let's have a look in the slide now for question number 2. So I'm going to read out the question. For question number 2, so I'm going to read out the question. Out of 5,000 students of different schools, 20% failed in SE exam. So what is the question? Question is talking about the students of different schools. So in total, there are 5,000 students. Among them, 20% failed in SE. Out of the failures, 40% of failed students failed in science only, 30% failed in mathematics only, but 10% of them failed in other subjects. 10% of them failed in other subjects. Then we have got two questions. First question, how many of them failed in both science and mathematics? Second, show the above information in a Venn diagram. Okay, so let's start this. Question talks about the two subjects, science and math. So let S and M denote this set of students. Let S and M denote the set of students who failed in science and maths respectively. Okay, so what is the total number of students? There are 5,000 students, but out of 5,000, only 20% of them failed in SE examination. So what is the total number of students? Now I'm taking the information given from the question. Total number of students. Total number of students is 5,000. So how many students failed? 20% students failed. So number of failed students is 20% of 5,000, and this is N of U, because question talks about only the failed students. Out of 5,000, only 20% failed. So question is talking about only failed students. Let's solve for this. 20 over 100 multiply by 5,000. We can cancel 2 zeros. It's 1,000. This is N of U. So out of 5,000 students, only 1,000 students failed in SE. Okay, so among 1,000, we have got other informations here. We have got other informations. Out of 1,000 students, 40% of failed students, 40% failures failed in science only. Now what is N only S? N only science is 40% of 1,000. So what is 40% of 1,000? 40 over 100 multiply by 1,000. This is 400. 400 students failed in only science. 400 students failed in only science. Similarly, 30% failed in only maths. So let me drop this. What is N only M? N only M is 30% of 1,000. So 30 over 100 multiply by 1,000. Let's cancel 2 zeros. It's 300. And we also have one more information. It's 10% of them failed in other subjects. So we can take this as complement. So 10% of failed in other subjects. So N science union math complement is 10% of 1,000. So I hope you are calculating with me, along with me. So what is 10 over 100? It's 100. Okay, so what is the question? How many of them failed in both science and mathematics? Okay, so let's have a short look in the given informations. We have N only of S, N only M, and complement, but we do not have what is the intersection. So our today's main objective is to find the intersection of two subsets with the help of Venn diagram. So here, now I'm supposing the intersection of two subsets math and science as X. Okay, so let's write let and math intersection science is X. Now we can represent in the Venn diagram. Let's draw the diagram. To solve for this, let's draw a Venn diagram. At the side, this is science maths. Okay, so what is N only S? N only S, we have got 400. What is N only M? 300. What is the intersection? X. And what is complement? 100. Okay, so now we can find for X. X is unknown in the diagram. So we can find for X. Let's write from the diagram, from the Venn diagram. from the Venn diagram, what is n of u? N of u is n only s plus and s intersection m plus n only m plus what is the complement, and s union m complement. So n of u we have 1000. What is n only s? 400 plus what is intersection x, that is to be calculated. What is n only m? 300 plus complement is 100. Okay, so let's simplify this. Okay, let's add 400 plus 300 plus 100. 400 plus 300 is 700 plus 100 is 800 plus x. It's 800 plus x. Or x is 200. Okay, so today I discussed two questions based on Venn diagram, and the questions were based on finding the intersection of two subsets. So here we have two questions. In question number 2, how many of them failed in both science and mathematics? So we can conclude, therefore 200 students failed in science and mathematics, and show the above information in a Venn diagram. So informations we have already shown in the Venn diagram, or we also can replace now x by 200 in the diagram. Let's replace x by 200 in the diagram and show the result. But this is not necessary, because here we are not asked to show the results in the Venn diagram. So therefore 200 students failed in two subjects, science and math. All right. So I'm about the end of the class. I hope you got what I tried to discuss in today's class. So basically I discussed today two questions based on two subsets on finding the intersection. Okay, so thank you all for being with me, and have a good day ahead. So thank you all.